Hello everybody, this is Solar Tiger with another solar power video. Today is the 7th of July and we're in the solar shed. So today I have installed my Raspberry Pi Zero, as I said in the previous video, so that I can connect my charge controller to the Victron remote portal. And to do that, you connect your charge controller to a Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi links to the VRM portal. The Raspberry Pi runs Venus OS. It's the software supplied by Victron, and it allows it to act like a gateway. So you can view your charge controller, etc., over the internet on the VRM portal. The advantage of this is that you can view it anywhere on any device that is connected to the internet, whereas before I was using it over Bluetooth, and obviously you can only connect to that within Bluetooth range, which is about 30 feet, or 10 meters or 30 feet, something like that. So you can't view it away from home. So that's what I've done. It's the same kind of thing that I've done upstairs on the main system. So that's that. It's just a quick view of the battery. It's usually covered up, but I have uncovered it today. That's the 12 volt 100 amp hour sealed AGM battery. That's what I'm using out here. It lives in the battery box that has a lid to stop metal things falling in it and shorting it out, and also all this stuff here is stored on top of it, and some of this as well. So with that out of the way, in the week I had someone ask about how to wire up solar panels, and I will go into that here. So I would go outside and show you, but it's a bit noisy outside right now, so I'm just going to explain in here. So if you want to wire solar panels in series, the reason you'd want to do this is if you're using an MPPT solar charge controller. And how they work is they take a high input voltage from the solar panels and they convert the voltage down to the low voltage, to 13 to 15 volts to charge the batteries, but boost the current in the process. The advantage of that is that only a small current flows from the solar panels to the charge controller, and the large charging current for charging the batteries only flows between the controller and the batteries. The advantage of this is that you can have the solar panels a long way from the solar charge controller and connect them using thinner wire, because since the voltage is high, the current in the cable is low, and a thin wire can carry a low current, and it's cheaper and easier to handle. It's easier to run a thin wire than it is a thick wire. You only need a thick cable between the charge controller and the batteries. Typically that'll be only a couple of feet, so that's not too bad. So if you run with a PWM charge controller, then you'll need to wire all your panels in parallel, because the whole system operates at roughly your battery bank's voltage. So the cons of this is that you will need a thick cable from the solar panels to the charge controller, because they have to carry the charging current that goes to your battery. There is no DC to DC voltage converting going on. So MPPT is most efficient, and alright, charge controllers are a little more expensive, but they are worth it in the long run. So to wire solar panels in series, the key thing is that you need to choose panels of equal wattage, i.e. you connect a 50 watt panel in series with another 50 watt panel and however many panels you got. And ideally all the solar panels you use would be exactly the same model from the same company and the same wattage. What you can't do is connect, say, a 100 watt panel in series with a 50 watt panel, because you'll be limited to the current that can be generated by the 50 watt panel. So that's inefficient. You'll be wasting your 100 watt panel because it will be working as effectively as a 50 watt panel. So in series, the solar panels need to be of equal wattage. Voltage is not so critical, but they all need to be of equal wattage. Now, if you want to connect solar panels in parallel, then the key thing here is they all need to have the same voltage. So you couldn't connect a 24 volt panel in parallel with a 12 volt panel because the voltages are not the same. In this case, the wattages of the panels is not important, but the panel voltage is important. And the same if you want to do combinations. Say I want to connect two 50 watts panels in series, but in parallel with a 100 watt panel. Now that won't work either because the voltage of the two 50 watt panels would be more than the voltage of the single 100 watt panel. So that will not work. So in parallel, the panels must have the same voltage. In series, the panels must have the same wattage. So that's what you need to bear in mind. So ideally you want to have just one string of series panels and use a MPPT solar charge controller. If you must use a PWM charge controller, then you must connect all your panels in parallel and they must have the same voltage. Also, that the current that flows in the feed cable to the charge controller will be the sum of the currents of each panel. So if you had a 5 amp panel in parallel with another 5 amp panel, then your feed cable needs to carry 10 amps. If you have the series configuration, a 5 amp panel in series with another 5 amp panel, then your current is still 5 amps, but your power will be doubled. So that's how that works. So this is Solar Tiger with another solar power video. I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you like my videos, please click like and subscribe to my channel. I would like to try and boost my subscribers, as eventually I would like to be able to get some monetization on this channel, but in order to do that I need over 1,000 subscribers. So if you find this channel interesting, please recommend it to other people, and I'd like to thank you for that so that I can do more videos in the future. So this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye. Thank you.